Detox and Diet Breaks. Welcome to today's episode of Coffee Talk. I am your host, Roxanne Marbs. And if you haven't done so, please like and follow so you never miss another episode again. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. Happy Blur's Day, or just happy day whenever you decide to watch this, morning, afternoon, evening. I just hope that you take something away from these conversations. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. Quite the foggy day out there we have here in Wisconsin. It's a little interesting out there. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. Once you're on, drop it in the comments. Let me know you're out there. I love it. I've got my nice warm coffee. I was gonna say percolated, but is this percolated coffee?
Doesn't every coffee maker have a percolator?
I don't know. Does every coffee maker have? Is it a percolator? That is the trivia of today. Corey, good morning, Coach and Clutch. Deanna, good morning. Deanna, can you clear that up for me? Is every coffee that's brewed, is it percolated, or does percolate have a different meaning? Lynn, good morning. Janet, good morning. Happy Thursday. Kimberly, good morning. Hootsek, happy Blur's Day. I love it. I love it. My shirt today says sunshine and coffee. That's all I ask for. I'm a very easy person to make happy. Sunshine and coffee. Karen, good morning. Rebecca, good morning. Deanna, are you Googling this right now? I believe you are. I believe you are. I've got something fun to share with you guys today. They're strawberries, that's all. But I want to have you know that they have been in this container for 3 weeks. I'm going to share this with you in just a moment. All right, Deanna, definition, noun. A machine for making coffee consisting of a pot in which boiling water is circulated through a small chamber that holds the ground beans. So a coffee maker, right? So my question is that behind me a percolator? Or am I missing? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Dobeck, Friday Eve, woo! Good morning. Wow, Amy's excited for Friday. What's going on? Sarah Robertson, good morning. Kylie, good morning. Michelle, good morning. Coach and BBF peeps. Jenny, good morning. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're just going to hold on here just another minute maybe, and then I'm going to talk to you about strawberries. Although the title of today's video is Detox and Diet Breaks. But it's funny, when I started making all my notes, my detox conversation may go a little longer. And if it does, tomorrow we'll be talking diet breaks. But stay tuned to find out. Sue, good morning, Coach. Good morning, my friend. All right, let's get this show on the road. Are you coming over, Coach?
I'm coming.
All right, Molly, good morning. So 3 weeks ago,
it's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Is there a special dance that goes with this? I see you dancing, but nobody else does. Molly, good morning.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Yeah, it goes like, it's like this. Like,
now be careful.
everybody's got their own percolator dance.
I don't know if
Everybody's got their own percolator dance. There's no wrong way to do it.
My dance is, I dance a lot with my shoulders. Well,
let's see it.
No, I can't do it right now. I can't do it. When I stand up to dance, it's only a... Yes, I was hoping you'd play that. If you did not know, Chuck used to be
That's like some good house music.
Chuck was a DJ in a past life and a bouncer.
I did the bouncing thing for one summer, and DJ thing was a lot of fun.
Amber, the vaccinator. Good morning. All right.
Taught a dance class once.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready for this?
So, yeah. Okay,
right.
Okay.
So 3 weeks ago, we were going grocery shopping. And on the way to the grocery store, we were listening to the radio. And some lady, I don't know why they were talking about this, but she gave... and he was a Speedo-wearing bodybuilder.
That's true.
Anyway, a lady gave a tip that if you put your strawberries in a airtight glass jar, they stay fresh for weeks. And number one, I went through the whole stage of buying glass jars for overnight oats. I got rid of them all because I got over the overnight oats. But anyway, we got home and I have these amazing dishes that have this like lock seal on them with like the rubber gasket. So I thought, I'm going to put a couple in here and I'm going to see how long they last. So these strawberries are 3 weeks old. I know you can't see with that glare, but I'm going to pull them out of here. They're 3 weeks old. I'm not kidding you. I keep checking them out like some sort of science experiment.
Eat one.
Well, I'll eat one. Funny, here, let me take, this one hasn't, this one. This one still has some, like, it's just not aging. It's just...
Yeah, strawberries are like the most frustrating fruit ever.
Right? Like, you open up a container and you think they look amazing, and you get to the center and it's like they're all molded together. I am serious. Like, these are 3 weeks old. And they still, I mean, should I eat one here on camera?
Like Rachel Ray. Oh, yeah, so good.
Not a lot of flavor because I don't feel like they're aging, but...
All right.
Very good. So anyway.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Trick.
Good little hack.
Airtight container strawberries.
I'm assuming this would apply to all fruits.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can try some other fruits, but how amazing is that? Like, I've had strawberries that go bad in 2 days, right? So, all right, I'm going to put the seal back on, and I'm going to continue to let these babies ferment.
They'll be wine before you know it.
All right. We're going to talk first. So detox and diet breaks. That's the title of today's video. First, we're going to talk about detox, my friends. Now, I know several of you who are in our 5-day sugar detox group. Detox does not mean low calorie or starvation. I've got my baby at all times.
That's the
She's
cutest.
She's going to sleep. She's going to sleep.
All right, let's say that again.
Detox does not mean low calorie or starvation. Detox it actually means abstaining from or ridding the body of toxic and unhealthy substances. So how many of you have taken this detox to this crazy low calorie, kind of weird mental space? And I know it's because you're like, I just can't eat enough if I eat healthy. Okay, remember 2 days ago we talked about the stories we tell ourselves? We gotta change that story. We gotta change it. Eat more at your meals. Eat more snacks. Do the things, somebody said the other day, and I hope you don't feel like I'm ripping on you, they said, an apple is just not as satisfying as chips. And yet one is prolonging your life and the other one is not. So I don't think that they're meant to be equal. I don't think that they're meant to be one and the same. One is created to keep you addicted. The other one is created for a long-lasting life. Yes, they are not going to be created different. But again, that's another story we tell ourselves. Chips are so good and they're so satisfying, but I'm going to eat this apple. And this apple just doesn't taste the same, and it doesn't give me the same kind of feelings. Yeah, you're right. One is chemically made. The other one is not. We have to keep this in mind. I thought of a couple examples here. Tylenol, and I said Tylenol or crack. Maybe that was a little excessive, but people take these things. Never
smoked crack before, but take
to help ease pain, right? I mean, it helps ease pain. Water or wine? This one I thought was be faithful in your relationship or cheat. Like it happens all the time, right? You have one choice or another. One is going to take you down this path. One is going to take you down this path. Do they both feel the same? Nope. But you have to decipher what is going to be the best for me for the rest of my life. I eat my apple with nuts to fill my salty crunch fix. I love that. Did you want to go on here a little bit?
Did you want me to say anything today?
Yeah. Yes.
Roxanne's on a roll today, baby. Yeah. I think, one feels good in the moment, right? Like I think that's with anything. One feels good in the moment, right? With this instant gratification. Satisfying. I think when we use the word satisfying, that's really what we're trying to describe as humans, right? It satisfies the flesh, right? If you want to, right? We're very human in that nature. You guys all know I'm a sucker for bakery. I love cookies. I love sweets. I'm not a salty guy, but the sweets, I say I love cookies. We had carrot cake for my mom's birthday. The small slice in the first couple bites, yeah, of course. I mean, it's sugar. It's like, But you know what? And you're like, I want a big piece. And what happens every single time after you eat a big piece of cake with some ice cream or you eat more than 2 to 3 cookies? You feel yucky. You feel yucky because physiologically, that's not what your body needs or wants. So it is satisfaction in the moment, right? Versus something that will serve us long term. And the other thing I wanted to say about what you had talked about is detoxing, right? Like you just said, like abstaining from, right? If you have a lot of sugar in your diet right now, if you have a lot of super sweet stuff in your diet, if you have a lot of processed foods in your diet, if you're consuming a lot of trans fats, just going through the fast food, if you will, that kind of stuff, it will take time for your body and your taste buds to readjust. It's going to take time for your stomach to appreciate, literally, like your gut biome, like to appreciate.
Weeks. It will take a few weeks.
Yeah. So like, you're so programmed right now for your taste buds to search for and look for those things. So when you start eating an apple compared to something other than an apple, yeah, it isn't going to taste the same at all. So you have to slowly wean yourself off of, right, or cut out that stuff and start adding this stuff in. Because for us, like over September of last year, when we really, really, really invested in cooking healthy foods, in the beginning, the recipes, I'll tell you right now, like the recipes, I was a Phil Marbs, I'll tell you that right now. The recipes were good, but I wasn't like, oh my God, that was so amazing. I can't wait to have it again. But after a month of doing it, it started to shift. And after 2 months of doing it, I was like, I love these recipes.
Yes.
I crave these recipes.
Have you ever had to give up regular soda? Maybe I'm saying that. But you go from regular soda to diet soda and you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. This diet soda doesn't even taste like anything. But you did it because you knew the soda was so bad for you. So you went from soda to diet soda to flavored water to water.
When my parents as a child took me from 2% milk to skim milk, I thought they were trying to kill me. What are you doing? This is milk and water. I'm like, this is horrible. But they had our milk and mom drank the skim milk. But eventually I started to drink it, and eventually I got to the point where I actually enjoyed it. Now I don't even really drink milk anymore at all. Like milk and me just don't do good together. But I drink nut juice, almond milk. Anyways, hey, I have a strong opinion on it. Anyhow, I call it what I want to call it. Either way, yeah, I thought they were trying to kill me.
I'll call it nut juice. I don't care.
I don't want to drink nut juice. I want to drink almond milk. Dang it.
All right.
I still like cows. I like farmers. I like people that milk cows and stuff. It's all good.
Anyway. So the point of detox, how many of you, though, that are doing the 5-day are trying to just beast mode 5 days of not having sugar or processed foods, and you just think that on Saturday you're going to go back to it? Or how many of you, and I really want a show of hands here, I want to know which category you're in, or how many of you are using this as a jumping off point to make a lifestyle change of how much sugar you let into your life? How many of you are beast mode? Go ahead. There's no shame. I want to know. But how many of you are lifestyle? Like, I'm using this 5-day detox to catapult me into something I want to get out of my life for the rest of my life. I want to know. I want to know if you're out there.
And another way to look at this, okay, here's another way that I think might help to look at this, or just kind of frame it up. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are all or nothing. They will read every single word of what we put in front of them with the manual, but they'll put it in a frame and take the context to a level that's like, oh my God, everything has sugar. Everything has sugar. I can only eat lettuce leaves and boiled chicken breast. Right?
I'm sorry I laugh, but it's
no,
it's
but this,
true.
but
It's
we
true.
have this weird like frame and context that we put on it that's not even really the truth. You can detox from anything. I went 200 days without alcohol. Now that was a little bit that was like completely cutting it out. When I was detoxing from sugar for 200 days, what I actually decided to do was I was going to give myself 1 day a week where I was going to allow myself to have one processed sugar treat, whatever it may be. It didn't matter, right? And I was going to stick, and that was still pretty tough. But that'd be like, hey, I know I need to start. Here's another way to frame it up. I know I need to start exercising. And instead of maybe just beginning with daily walks and 5 to 10 minute fitness challenges or 5 to 10 minute, low level impact workouts, we all of a sudden believe that we have to go right into beast mode. I have to go jog a mile, and we get frustrated. And I have to jog a mile. I have to start doing crazy workouts right away. I have to do 60-minute workouts. I have to do intense workouts. I have to do insanity. And you do one, and you're like, well, this sucks, right? All or nothing. I was all in for like a second, and now I can't do it anymore because there wasn't a progression. That'd be like taking your kid who's 6 years old and putting them in a 6th grade classroom, and your kid would be like, what am I doing here?
Right.
This doesn't make any sense.
Now, for those of you who are doing the detox, and now you might have the question, but does that mean I'm never going to have sugar again? Well, here's what we did when we detoxed from alcohol and we detoxed from sugar. We didn't let it back in until we felt we had control. And that was a tough one. That's a tough one. That is when I suggest you let something back in, just like any other addict. You are a sugar addict, which is why you decided to do the detox. At the end of 5 days, do you feel like you're going to have control? And you'll probably only know then. Like for me now, alcohol is very few and far between. And I really struggle with having control of it. So that's why I can't let it in. I can't drink at home, not even one, because I know myself. And it might be like you with sugar. Can you have just one cookie? Can you have just one chocolate? Probably not. So when you get to the point where you can have just one, or maybe you can just go out for supper and have a dessert or share a dessert, maybe you're starting to feel in control again. But if you're doing these things, and sometimes these things are done in secret, and I know that some of you do that, I've done it. You no longer have control. And I would say that's when you can let it back in, is when you feel like you have control.
And I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but I know that you had mentioned to our viewers, and you were talking about the 5-day detox in regards to a time frame, right? And I remember you saying something along the lines of, so what is this weekend going to look like for you? Is tomorrow. Now, I know there's a lot of you watching this, they're like, I'm not even doing this detox thing. And that's great. We're just kind of framing this for you.
This could be anything for you.
Anything, anytime, right? It'd be like, okay, so today on our challenge, it's day 4 of our detox challenge for those of the people in the group. Tomorrow's Friday. Are you going to take the challenge all the way through or only until Friday at noon? What's going to happen on Saturday? If you're a football fan, a baseball fan, right? Like it's like baseball, playoffs, NFL games, Packer people, and a lot of people in here are Packer fans, etc. Like, this is exactly what she said. This is about gaining control. The reason I did the alcohol sugar thing, whenever it was in the earlier part of the year, I was out of control again. I did not have control. It had control over me. I had every excuse to let it back in, right? And this is exactly, it's about accountability. Like we say that we need others to hold us accountable, but nobody can, like I can hold your purse, I can't hold you accountable, right? I can hold your water for you. Well, I can't hold you accountable. You need to hold yourself accountable. The reason half the time we don't track, like why we don't track, is because we just don't want to see. And we don't want to be accountable.
It's so funny how many of you have said, oh, I can't get the tracking thing down. It's just so hard.
Like, here's the deal. Like, here's a challenge.
It might be, but you haven't even taken the time to let it be hard. You haven't even taken the time to suck at it, to get better at it, because it's scary. It's a mirror. You have to face a mirror.
So the 5-day detox that we're doing, it's like you can take it to whatever, you can literally customize it to whatever level you want, right? Like you can literally take out all sugar replacements, additives, all that kind of thing. You don't even have to do that. If like you just know you're consuming processed sugars and processed foods in general, it can just be an opportunity to change that. And I would be here to legitimately say like 5 days is not nearly enough.
Right.
Now, as you began the conversation today, it's not saying that what we're trying to put in front of you or any form of detox needs to be boiled chicken breast and broccoli. That's the furthest thing from what that really truly is.
Really look at what is your struggle with sugar? What is it? Be honest.
I'll take it one step further than that, or take it back a step. What is your biggest struggle right now? Meaning, what is one thing that you know you're doing that if you eliminated that, right, you would make massive progress in your results? Just pick one thing. Now, we talked about like, it's better to add something in than take it out. Like deprivation, right, elimination diets typically don't work. However, as human beings, I can guarantee you we all have one thing that we should and must cut out. And if we cut that one thing out, we would make incredible, massive gains. And that should be a 30-day challenge or a 60-day challenge or a 9. Can you go 30 days without that one thing or doing that one thing that you know that doesn't serve you?
And for me, a few weeks back, it was TikTok. And funny,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be food and alcohol. What is out there that is holding you back from other things? Mine was TikTok.
We are now rich because we don't order from Amazon Prime.
I haven't ordered from Amazon Prime for a week.
Magically, $500 appeared in our savings account. I was just like, this is the best thing ever.
$500. Maybe 100.
Slight exaggeration.
Lisa, all right, so this is what she's taking out of the detox. She is using this for lifestyle, so she's not ending at the 5 days. Kylie, I was thinking about going back after 5 days, but day 3 changed my mind. I would like to know, Kylie, why did it change your mind? Hootsek, she's in it for the lifestyle. Carrie's using it to remind myself why this journey is so important to me. I love that. Dina's all in. Hootsek, I really thought I was eating very little sugar, and then I got the detox headache, and my body told me that I had more that I could eliminate. And just make sure as you eliminate that you're adding good things in. If you go back and look at your chart for the past few days, are you eating very little? Like, is that why you're not feeling well? Is that why you have headaches? Maybe it doesn't have to do with sugar at all. Make sure you're eating enough. Detox does not mean low calorie or deprivation. So keep that in mind.
And I know a lot of people too, like a lot of people in that group are experiencing headaches, not just from sugar. A lot of people are not drinking coffee because their coffee or their creamer with a side of coffee, I'm just kidding. Because their creamer had sugar in it. So they decided, I'm not going to have coffee. All right. I'm not going to have coffee if I can't have my creamer. So it's kind of taking, like, if you're having a caffeine withdrawal headache, right? It's not to say that caffeine is terrible for you, but finding ways, like, is this a wake-up call? Like, how can I have this, a healthier version of this, so that I'm not pumping caffeine and processed sugar in 2 to 3 times a day by those cheap sugary creamers? That's just something to throw out there.
And if you have a creamer you love, are you measuring it out? Does your quarter cup need to be a quarter cup of creamer, or could it be 2 tablespoons? Like, really think about those things. You're probably not going to give up your coffee forever, right? So how can you have it, but make it work along with your progress, my friend? So Kylie said, I went from having a terrible headache on day 2 and feeling great on day 3 and again today. So I'm over the hump. I love it. Carrie, the one thing I find is cutting sugar out is easy, but letting sugar-free additives in, I crave the sugar more. Does that make sense? Yes.
It totally makes sense.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Why is Splenda so popular? And so Splenda, right, still has a similar reaction chemically in the brain, because your brain can't differentiate between the two. Plus, Splenda is a man-made compound, and the jury's still out on that, on potentially long-term effects of it, right? Now, as far as what your body does in regards to insulin, I've read studies where your body still has an insulin release from it, but it's incredibly minimal. But the process of what your body goes through, it's super crazy sweet, right? So, like, I know xylitol tends to be the one that we typically go to most, like in the Lily's chips and stuff like that, on stevia. But even stevia, you have to be picky with it, because there are stevia, replacements out there that aren't just from stevia leaf, right? They're actually combined with some other compounds in them. So yeah, Carrie, makes total sense. And you know what, we need to end this. It's been like 75 minutes already, but I used to tell people a lot. So this is just kind of another pro tip for you guys, right? What Coach Roxanne said works. It works. It's like if you're a soda drinker, or you just have sweets in general, right? Like going from Coke to Diet Coke, from Diet Coke to like Crystal Light, from Crystal Light to a diffuser, from a diffuser to regular water. Like we call this bridging the gap. And this is progress, right? Now, this is more about eliminating sugar and calories. However, here's the thing about it. I want you guys to all recognize, to Carrie's point, once you go from just drinking Coke or whatever to the Diet Coke, okay? And if you have it in like I hear clients say this all the time, I have it like in the middle of the day, just as a little kind of sweet treat type thing, but there's no calories, right? And then I find after I drink my Diet Coke or Coke Zero or anything zero now, because Splenda, I think Splenda versus aspartame is it triggers a lot more cravings. So I have this Diet Coke or I have this Coke Zero, and I feel like I feel hungry again, and I feel like I need to eat again. So if you're gonna have a diet soda, have it with food.
But good food.
Right.
You have to have good food to follow.
Don't drink it by itself. Do not drink it. I just plead with you. Do not drink any of that stuff by itself. If that's your bridging your gap to get away from the sugar and the calories, have it with food. Drink regular water throughout the day because it will trigger. Studies are showing more and more now that it is triggering higher sense of cravings, which just leads to hunger, right? And all this cascading effect where it just is going to lead to, being hangry and crabby and bad decisions.
So I just want to tell you, so in our coffee, we do 2 tablespoons of creamer and a tablespoon of our syrup. And I believe our syrup has Splenda in it.
It does.
But so we don't have any coffee after what is it? This is our last one of the day.
Yep.
And then we go to eat our healthy breakfast, which is our eggs, our grapes. So that behind this helps to curb any cravings that this might bring on. But now we've been doing this for so long and have so much good food in that other than a late night boredom craving, we don't really get cravings. We don't really have cravings in the middle of the day. We don't have that crazy crash. And if we do, we go to our protein shake. We go to fruit. We go to a meal. But we never, ever, ever go to a sugary treat because that will just trigger that the next time, the next day. Karen said, what about Bubbler?
Love Bubbler.
Love Bubbler. Love Bubbler.
I love Bubbler. I don't get endorsements,
We should.
We probably should. Yeah, we might.
Starbucks should endorse me.
Yeah, we probably have a Bubbler, I don't know, 4 days a week, maybe 5 out of the week or whatever, but I really enjoy that a lot. Or they're the Zevia. Zevia does make an energy drink so that's from the stevia leaf. So it's maybe not as sweet tasting as the Bubbler, but the Bubbler uses xylitol. I'm okay with that. And then Zevia uses the stevia leaf. It might use some xylitol. I don't know exactly, but I've had that one before. So that one's really good. You can get that at the natural food sections. But yeah, just to be completely transparent, yes, we do use this. There is sucralose in this. I do 2 coffees a day. There's 2 tablespoons I have of this probably every day. So if is it the most healthiest thing in the whole wide world? Probably not.
But that's why we measure it. 1 tablespoon per coffee, 1 at 4 a.m., 1 at 7 a.m.
There are more studies now that are saying that Splenda and sucralose are maybe a little bit more toxic than aspartame because aspartame, there wasn't enough research on it prior. So Powerade Zero. Here's my thing with Powerade and Gatorade. Okay, anything with artificial coloring. Now, I'm not saying that I don't ever, but for the most part, I would say anything with artificial coloring in it, again, if we're looking for overall health, number 1, it's probably got sucralose in it, more than likely. 2, it's got artificial colors in it.
And does it have carrageenan in it?
It might have carrageenan in it, which is
also a cancer agent.
Yes, it's been linked to that. So,
yes.
You know what, Chris? Every once in a while, no big deal. But if that's something you or your kids are drinking on the daily, Gatorade and Powerade, I'm definitely not a fan of. If you're into sports and stuff, obviously it's good. It replenishes your electrolytes. But I would try to work on finding a more natural solution that doesn't have any artificial colorings or artificial stuff and sweeteners.
Oh no, Chris. Well, we just busted that bubble, but we love you. You love us, and we'll get past it.
Start doing some research.
Find things that don't.
There are other great supplement companies that have things that are essentially that's got the whole purpose of Powerade and Gatorade was a sports drink, was to replenish electrolytes, right? That's basically its sole purpose.
And ask yourself, what do you love about your Powerade Zero at night? What do you love about it? Can you find that in a Zevia? Can you find that in something that's not caffeinated so that you aren't having this, so you get the same taste profile, but not the caffeine or the bad side effects?
And all the parents out there, our daughter Wilhelmina used to go and buy Gatorades all the time. And I told her, I said, that's not any different than drinking a Mountain Dew. Now, there's sugar in it on purpose, so to replenish glycogen stores for athletes and electrolytes. But I told her, I said, if you're working out hard, you can have a Gatorade. Drinking that in the middle of the day, you might as well be drinking Mountain Dew.
Yep,
so
true.
It's really, as being a parent, keeping our eyes open and peeled for that. It's not a never ever shame, but every once in a while, we need to make sure that we keep our eyes on what we're kind of putting in our kids' bodies and our own personal bodies. Like you said, don't expect something out of your kids that you wouldn't expect out of yourself.
Right. Deanna said the Wellness Way put out a great video on sports drink and sugar. Sports drinks and sugar. Yeah, maybe go check that out. Go research that. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the diet break.
All right, we're gonna wrap up. It's been a big week. So I have a quick disclaimer, apology. I mentioned yesterday that our new challenge information is gonna be out yesterday. It will be out tomorrow. It's gonna launch on October 11th. So you have 1 week to raise your hand to say yes. It is gonna take us all the way up to the week before Thanksgiving. It's gonna be our first 6-week online challenge. It's going to be super epic, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It will be out tomorrow. If you want to secure your spot, I recommend getting in as fast as possible because spots will sell out fast. We're going to cap the number of spots in that one. So just keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be awesome.
All right. If you love this episode, please like and share it with a friend. We love you. Make it your mission today to make somebody else smile. We love you guys, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Have a great day.